The final remedy I recommend in this book is about healing. When we are hurt and we have unresolved issues lingering in our hearts and minds, overthinking is inevitable. The saddest part of this situation is that the person who is overthinking because of a past pain, hurt, suffering is not willing to admit it. We have covered earlier that most people will cover up things that they do not know and never seek help and thus exaggerate their. But in this section, I'm talking about more than something that is unknown. I'm talking about real pain. To that end, I would like you to look at the diagram. You'll see that it consists of two parts. First, look at the one on the left hand side. There is a person who has a wand on his hand. What happens when you do not cure or heal any wound in your hand is that it gets worse and slowly it develops infections, maggots form on it, and eventually it bleeds out pus. Some wounds are so dangerously infected that they cause the blood to be infected, and amputation is the only way for cure. Now, this is only an analogy. I need you to compare this situation with mental or psychological or emotional hurt. It could have been something that somebody said. It could be something that somebody did to you. Alternately, it could also be something that somebody did not do for you that that person should have done. Basically, these are the three main causes of pain at the psychological emotional level. What is important for us to realize is that, like physical wounds, these internal wounds that we cannot see with our physical eyes also need to be healed. But as you can see in the diagram, this wound is not healed, and as a result, it leads into our mind being filled with overthinking. The nature of the overthinking is usually blaming oneself and the perpetrator and situation and even God. The overthinking is not limited to just blaming, and it can cross over to feelings of revenge or even plans of revenge. The mind will not be able to stop, and that I have indicated with the large bubbles coming from that person's head. On the right hand side, you will see another diagram in which the hand is being plastered with a band. In this way, the wound is not exposed and has the time to recover in a more conducive way. Similarly, emotional and psychological wounds also need to be cleaned, covered up, and allowed to rest, to heal. If done correctly, there will be no overthinking basically. The mind will be calm like a calm lake, as I have shown in the diagram. The same overthinking bubble thoughts will be minimized and will not be able to affect the person. What I have just said is so intuitive and obvious, but to make it work is a different matter. The first question that arises is how do you see an emotional wound? We have to understand that the physical wound is observable by not only the person who is hurt, but other people around that person. However, at the emotional and psychological level, the wound is not observable by either. That is the first problem. The second problem is even if the wound is identified, how do we go about healing that cut or broken bone of the mind or whatnot the situation might be inside the being? Medical science has developed over centuries, but science of the healing of the mind, emotion, and soul is shrouded in mystery till today. The third problem is once the problem has been identified and there is some kind of healing process that has been recommended to that person, the challenge now is to actually allow oneself the time, the space, the circumstances required to complete the healing process. It's like this. If there is somebody in your circle who has a broken leg, it's obvious for you that you'll not ask this person to run. However, if that person has got something broken in his mind, emotions, or soul, and that person is so adamant that he is suffering from such a broken something, still you will not be able to accept that, and you might be thinking that this person is just making excuses to not be engaged as he should be in his work, be it at home or at work or even in the general space. The challenge of internal wounds is that it requires the other people to have empathy. But the bigger challenge is empathy cannot be developed until we have a similar type of experience in terms of internal pain. It doesn't have to be the exact pain, but it has to be some kind of pain which was hidden inside of us and that has been affecting us in the past. In truth, most of the people in the world have faced some kind of inner cut, wound, or injury, but they were harsh on themselves when it occurred, and even if they have some experience of such a pain, they will usually not entertain other people's suffering because they feel that their other person is just a projection of themselves, and because they haven't been kind to themselves, they wonder why should they be kind to the other person. So that is a challenge when it comes to healing with internal injuries. That said, it is not impossible to solve these three problems. To make it clear, let me repeat those three problems that any person with some kind of inner injuries at the mental, emotional, and spiritual level are facing. The problem number one is to find out and observe that one is suffering. This problem involves being able to observe and sense using the inner sensory perceptions. In the world of the paranormal investigation, this is referred to as ESP, or extrasensory perception, if any of you want to explore more about it. So basically, to solve the problem number one, you must be able to see your inner injury through your six senses. The problem number two is to find out the correct method of healing for your particular injury. Unless you are born a genius in terms of spiritual healing, you will require somebody who is an expert in this area of emotional, psychological, spiritual healing to help you. If you can't find such a person, get one of the many books that are related to your kind of pain. There are so many books available in the market that deal with psychological pain, from loss of loved ones to having been abused as a child, to having been caused to fail in business. So the list of pains is quite exhaustive, and I will not be listing them here because it's not what this section is for. But I just want to mention that you have to figure out the best possible way for you to heal. Again, this book is not about healing, and it's about overthinking, so I will not be able to prescribe to you the exhaustive healing methods for various kinds of pains, which I will definitely do in another book. For now, you just need to know that once you are solved the problem number one, you have to solve problem number two, which is to find the best possible healing method. Obviously, it's not rocket science, and I'll just give you the general framework for healing, which most of the books prescribe. For healing to occur, you must not deny that the event occurred, and you must accept that things happen the way they have. The next thing is you must not blame yourself or others. You must not fall into the trap of feeling like a victim. Then there will be a stage in which you will want to grieve. That is okay. However, there will be a time when your subconscious will guide you towards coming out from that grief, and you will have to respond to that call from the inner realm of yours. Many people miss that call and they keep grieving for a very long time. Even though I said that you shall not blame others, but in your mind you are at one stage allowed to curse your perpetrator, which is very healthy. However, you must make sure that this inner sense of revenge doesn't translate into an external action. Slowly, when you follow my advice using the above principles, the inner injury that you succumbed will slowly heal by itself. The emotions which were so erratic and of high magnitude will become smoother and of very small magnitude. In this way, your healing will complete itself, like a wound in your body completes itself without you exactly knowing what happened. Still, if I have to summarize it to you in a very short principle, then I will say that it is about forgiving but not forgetting. Many people try to forget, and the truth is that you can never forget a hurt, a wound. It will just get bigger and get infected, and the spiritual, mental, emotional maggots will feed on it, creating havoc. First, it will make your mind burst with overthinking, and then it will translate into violence, either on yourself or on others. Both options are so bad. So I repeat once again, Learn to forgive, but never forget. The forgetting will occur by its own slowly because you have forgiven. The third problem was that people will not be able to understand you and will not give you the space and time and circumstances required for you to heal. This one's quite simple. All I need you to do is just ask for time, ask for space, and create the circumstances in which you'll be able to heal. In physical terms, you will need some time to be alone, and then you'll need your companions around you, not to make wild, exciting, funny, or crazy comments that might top you off from your calm state that you are seeking. So ask them to be with you, but ask them to show empathy in their behavior. Once you are able to solve these three problems, like I have just explained to you, the overthinking that is caused by your inner injuries, wounds, or cuts will heal, and your overthinking will be the thermometer of that healing process. So, finally, in this section, I want to tell you that if you are suffering from overthinking, do not take it lightly, because it is an indicator that the healing process of some kind of injury that your mind, soul, or emotion has undergone hasn't been healed or hasn't been completed. Follow what I have prescribed earlier, and you will definitely feel better, and your overthinking will match your healing state.